What do people need to know about the Indiana Fever?
That we're taking over the world.
This is a clip from the Indiana Fever's new marketing campaign, a campaign that is doing what the WNBA should have done a long time ago. Let me explain. The Fever are the hottest ticket in all of basketball, and of course it's all thanks to
Miss Caitlin Clark!
Caitlin has single-handedly transformed the culture, excitement, and energy around the women's game. It's everything the WNBA dreamed of: fans, media attention, and ultimately,
Cash!
but instead of embracing it and leaning in, they of course fumbled it.
WNBA and women's basketball begging for attention for decades. They have gotten an opportunity, the likes of which we haven't seen. Caitlin Clark is a comet streaking across the night sky, and instead of embracing her star power, you know what they've done? They have decided they would rather be a tiny league that is getting a fraction of the attention it otherwise should be.
Players, media, and even owners took jabs at Caitlin Clark throughout her first season, and her fans got it just as bad. The millions of new fans paving the way for higher salaries for all WNBA players were told they were not watching the WNBA for the right reasons.
You blew it!
Well, the Fever aren't blowing it. They're leaning into the hype. They're embracing the moment. And they are positioning themselves not just as the hottest team in the WNBA, but as a franchise ready to take the world stage. And the WNBA is basically caught with its tail between its legs. Since their free agency haul, their 41 national broadcasts, and the preseason game sellout, we've seen more legends of the game and active players speaking up to give Caitlin credit for what she's done. And with training camp underway and the new Fever squad together and looking sharp on the court, there is going to be a lot of backtracking in 2025. Let's get into the new campaign, the training camp buzz, and everything building toward what will be a massive, history-making season. But first, smash that like button if you think the Fever are the world's team, not just America's team.
The Fever are a can't-get-enough global brand, arguably on par with the Lakers.
A few years ago, nobody would have believed you if you said a WNBA team would be as popular as an NBA team. Heck, most people wouldn't even know the name of a WNBA team.
True.
But now, the hype for the Indiana Fever could not be any bigger. It all starts with our creatine chugging hero, Caitlin Clark.
Clark.
Uh-oh.
Buckle Clark's knees.
Uh-oh.
Boy, Enrique gave it to Cowan, who couldn't finish. Behind the back again for Clark. Give her another assist and a chance for a three.
She is the Big Bang moment. She's one of the most bankable athletes on the planet. She is second in jersey sales in the NBA, above LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Take a second and really think about how massive that is. And because of her performance as a rookie, breaking 62 freaking records, the Fever front office knew they couldn't wait for a slow build. They had to level up.
New Fever head coach Stephanie White returns to Indiana with one of the most legendary basketball resumes in the history of the sport.
Their first step was ditching Christy Sides and bringing in Coach of the Year Stephanie White, an elite coach for their elite player. And with the Caitlin and Stephanie combo, as well as All-Stars Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston still in the mix, the Fever became the destination for free agents.
DeWanna Bonner has never scored 40 in a game. She could do it right there! 41 for DeWanna Bonner!
DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson hopped on the Fever train. They're veterans, champions, and leaders, something the Fever, to Caitlin's own admission, didn't have last season. Add in Sophie Sandpaper Cunningham, and you've got a powerhouse that many are predicting will challenge for a championship. And with that, the hype escalated.
So, the Indiana Fever are America's team. We already knew that. You already knew that. Whether you're watching and don't like that, you have to admit to yourself that that's true.
There is no question about it. The Fever are America's team. But honestly, they are more than that. They are the world's team.
According to Sports Pro, Caitlin Clark is the fourth most marketable athlete in the world.
People are traveling internationally just to watch the Fever play. They have become an international brand. This is exactly what Michael Jordan did for the NBA.
He exploded the National Basketball Association. Magic and Larry elevated it, and Michael Jordan put a rocket up its ass.
But the crazy part is, the WNBA has not fully embraced it yet. In fact, a lot of players in the media have fought it. Instead of celebrating it, they tried to downplay it. They tried to dismiss Caitlin's accomplishments despite everything she has done on and off the court. It is a bizarre situation because athletes outside of the WNBA have no problem celebrating her.
Do you see any comparisons in the way like she shoots to your people compared to the way you two shoot? Do you see anything?
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence. You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer.
And it is also bizarre how some people keep pushing the idea that the only reason Caitlin Clark is popular is because of her color. The gaslighting has been insane. They are trying to make people doubt what they are seeing with their own eyes. What they are seeing is the complete package.
Back, Benley the rebound. Here comes Clark. Bouncing to back. Benley who lays it in.
Caitlin is skilled, she is composed, she is likable, and she is a leader. It is not just one thing, it is everything. She has the talent and the presence that people naturally gravitate toward. That is why she is filling arenas and breaking viewership records. And she's only just begun. Just check out these clips from training camp. She's already in mid-season form, casually threading needles with ridiculous passes and knocking down half-court threes. Her skill isn't a privilege she's been given, it's the result of tireless effort. Past coaches like the Hawkeyes' Jan Jensen have said she's like Kobe Bryant in terms of her work ethic and winning mentality. Clearly, that hasn't stopped in the pros. Just listen to how Stephanie White described her work ethic.
You've seen Caitlin play a lot, but what's it been like to just pick her brain? And also to your point about grace and competitiveness, she walks that line probably in a bigger spotlight than most people.
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, one of the things that, I knew about her from afar, but just seeing it on a daily basis is the way she works. I mean, we talk about work ethic a lot, but work style is another thing. And she doesn't waste reps. She literally does embody the how you do anything is how you do everything, whether it's a ball handling drill or a shooting drill or setting screens. I mean, she approaches it with such a discipline that she doesn't waste time, and I appreciate that.
Yet, despite being a fierce competitor, she still manages to have fun in the process. You can see it in the way she plays. You can see it in the way she interacts with her teammates. She brings energy and joy to the court without even trying. She knows the pressure she is under. She knows every move she makes is being watched, analyzed, and picked apart. But you would never know it by how she carries herself. She's calm, cool, and composed. Yet despite everything Caitlin Clark has done, the hate still happens. Players and media are still calling her out, still throwing shade at her, still taking shots at the new fans she brought into the league.
Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans, Jesus, they be getting up in everybody's business.
New fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth.
This has been the biggest fumble for the league, and honestly, it has been a bad look overall, because it reeks of jealousy. Tennis legend Serena Williams offered probably the best explanation for the hate Caitlin gets.
No matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do, basically, and hopefully she'll continue to do what she's doing.
Instead of complaining, the league should obviously be embracing it and harnessing the energy of the new fans. And that is where the Indiana Fever just put on a masterclass. Their new campaign, Now You Know, is about a movement. It's not just about a team getting ready to have a great season and contend for a championship, it's a statement. Their campaign positions them beyond the WNBA, claiming the leadership position the league and its players will not concede.
From the court to the culture, we own the moment. We're not here to chase greatness. We're here to claim it.
Our road games sound like home games because our fans don't ask for permission to dominate.
According to the Fever's marketing team, the Now You Know campaign is about how the Indiana Fever are rewriting women's basketball history and penning a new story, redefining the culture of women's sports both in the state of Indiana and across the globe. The important part there, the culture.
But you know what there was in the WNBA last year and the years prior? There was other storylines. There was joy. There was talk of competition.
The WNBA has been dead set on retaining the pre-Caitlin culture where the league wasn't commercially successful, but there was more parity in terms of popularity. With Caitlin, there were still popular players among existing fans, but all the new fans flocked to Caitlin, creating a massive imbalance. This is what the players and media couldn't handle. It was a shot to the ego, so they made excuses and insulted the new fans. With this campaign, the Fever are doing the opposite. They are embracing the new fans. They are welcoming them in. They are celebrating them.
And I'll tell you what, the new fans are not all negative, nasty people. They're truly not. The new fans are truly fans of this league. And through Caitlin Clark and others, they have become fans of more than just one player, more than just two players. They become fans of so many players and so many teams in this league. They have to be welcomed with open arms. We have to leave all of this stuff in last season. It has to be dead and buried.
These fans are not the problem. They are the future. They are the reason the league has a chance to hit a whole new level, and the Fever are making it crystal clear that everyone is invited to be part of this ride.
See this line here? And those who are new to the Fever. Not, oh, you weren't here. You weren't here when we were winning 5 games in 2022. You weren't here when we were cutting Alana Smith, a freaking all-star level player. You weren't here when, we were starting in the dark ages when we offered Katie Lou Samuelson that max contract. You probably don't even know who Tamika Catchings is. Doesn't matter. You know what? If these new fans stick, they'll learn about all that.
The Fever are getting it all right. And now, it seems like the league is trying to play catch-up. I don't know about you, but I've noticed a tone shift. You can feel it. The players, the media, even the league itself seem to finally realize what is at stake.
Cheryl Swoops, see you later.
Cheryl Swoops is officially out as the Dallas Wings broadcast analyst. She is also no longer the co-host of the newly rebranded The Women's Hoops Show, which many saw as a Caitlin Clark hate fest last year. And it does not stop there. Cindy Brunson, who has also been critical of Caitlin Clark and the Fever organization, is gone from the Phoenix Mercury broadcasts. Now, I'm not saying the league did this, but it's interesting that two quote-unquote Caitlin critics are no longer getting WNBA-sanctioned airtime.
It's not good seeing people lose their jobs. However, if you're going against who is the biggest draw in the league, who is the biggest name in the league, as an employee of a team of the league, it's not going to work out well for you. Just like the podcast that Cheryl Swoops is on is now the other host. Yeah, Cheryl Swoops is still on a podcast, but no longer the one that's being promoted by the WNBA itself.
They may be a year behind, but you have to feel like the league has to have figured out this simple truth. You cannot insult your best player, and you definitely cannot insult the fans who are filling your arenas, breaking your viewership records, and putting your league on the global stage. Caitlin Clark is the engine, her fans are the fuel, and the league's entire future depends on both. Lisa Leslie has been vocal about this, calling on players to stop being so jealous of Caitlin.
Have we ever had teams have to get into larger arenas to play against a team? No, we have not. So if we have more eyeballs on the game and Caitlin Clark brings that, why would we feel some kind of way because she has more television games? I think we have to understand that when one player eats, we all eat. And as we all get more opportunities, it just opens it up for everyone else. And I think Caitlin has said that even herself in certain interviews.
And now, it's almost like the message has been sent to the players because the praise is starting to pour in.
People were so caught up in the logo threes and the highs, the 20 3-point attempts per game, which absolutely I understand that. Like, it was so much fun to watch. But I always said she could potentially be one of the best point guards to ever play in the WNBA.
The players who joined the Fever this offseason know exactly what the moment is. They are there to win, no question. But they know they have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform the women's game for decades to come. They have the chance to become the WNBA's version of the Bulls, the team that takes the league international, the team that becomes a true household name around the world. You thought last year's viewership numbers were off the charts? Just wait for the Fever's first game this year. And don't get me started on playoffs.
Clark trying to get around Mabry. Clark to the rim, reverses it home through the contact.
Last year, Caitlin had 2.5 million viewers for her second playoff game. No game came close to that after the Fever were bounced by the Connecticut Sun. In college, Caitlin's final against South Carolina drew 18.9 million viewers. The WNBA Finals usually hovers between 1 to 2 million viewers. Now just imagine if Caitlin gets the Fever to the finals. It could easily hit 10 million viewers or more. Just wait until Nike gets off their behinds and finally goes all in on Caitlin Clark. The Kate Force ones, the Air Clarks. Whatever they call it, she will have the best-selling athletic apparel line in women's sports history. I really hope Caitlin got some royalties baked into that $28 million Nike deal, because it is going to be massive.
That's a pretty good team.
That was pretty.
What made that team so good, you two? Outside Clark again.
Clark off the screen, finds some space, and there's a three.
We have only scratched the surface. Right now, there is one team the entire sports world is paying attention to, and it is the Indiana Fever. The Fever's new Now You Know campaign leans into it. It elevates the players and their mission beyond X's and O's, and it celebrates the fans, old and new, who are making the WNBA's dream of respect and financial fortune a reality. And even though the WNBA might have to plug their nose, they are going to end up supporting it, because they will have no choice. This is going to be the most transformative year in the history of women's basketball. The Fever understands this, and now it's time for the rest of the WNBA to swallow their pride and accelerate it, not resist. If you are still here, leave a basketball emoji in the comments to say hi. Thanks for watching.